Hey, what is happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of kicks that I actually struck out on. The Jordan 4 is one of my favorite silhouettes, and I tried to get this pair on multiple accounts, but I just couldn't get that W. That's the way it goes sometimes. Shout out to my good buddy Silent Z for letting me get a hold of his pair so that I can make this review for y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 4 Crafts. Shout out to Finish Line for some speedy delivery. Just got a new pair delivered. Let me know in the comments what you think this pair is. I love the way Jordan Brand has been doing this with the Jordan 4 boxes. It's got that speckle, paint splatter, concrete print, whatever you want to call it. It's got the flight text and that Jumpman there on the top. It's like a pale yellow color. But this, of course, is the Crafts. This is color coordinated to the shoes, and I just really appreciate whenever they do that. It seems like a little touch, but stuff like that really helps me feel like I'm not getting completely robbed when I'm dropping 200 plus for a pair of kicks. The tag reads Air Jordan 4 Retro SE. The colors are Photon Dust and Pale Vanilla. And I'm not sure what retail was on these. I'm guessing it was probably over 200. It was probably 210 or 220 maybe. I didn't hit, so I can't look at my records and see what I was charged because I took the L. But anyhow, I'm not salty about it. This is a size 13. Silent Z just about always goes with a size 13. So big feet gang. And man, I appreciated those colors on the box, but the shoes wear them even better. I think these are gorgeous. I think these look really nice. They're calling these the Crafts, and Jordan has been releasing a lot of 1 lows and 1 mids that they've been calling the Crafts, also known as the Inside Out. But they also have a whole lot of different textures on them, just a whole mashup of materials. There's some stuff that is definitely unique to these, such as not having the cage. Instead, we've just got this suede with kind of the squares imprinted on it. I'm not sure how I feel about this random square here at the top, but I think the rest of them looks really nice. I like the little bit of crackled leather that we get there, and I really like this pale yellow color along with kind of the aged look that we get on these hits of plastic here on the eye stays. I think that looks pretty cool. I also like this gray and pale yellow color here on the back. I think the colors work really well for these. I don't think I like these enough to pay resale for them. If I would have hit for these, they definitely would have stayed in the collection, at least for the time being, while I was kind of deciding if it was something that I really wanted to keep or not. But first impressions, these look good in hand. These look really good. I mean, it seems like the materials are pretty decent on them, and I just love a mashup of texture like this. I'm seeing different little hits of like crackled leather everywhere that I look, and I just really like the depth that all this different material gives. One thing that they remind me of right off the bat is they kind of give me the same vibes that my Jade Horizon 5s do. And I know people probably scoff at that remark, but just the color palette and kind of the aged plastic look and everything. Actually, I just wore them not long ago. Hang on one second. I feel like they kind of scratch that same itch or something for me. I don't know if it's because of the pale blue on the tongue of these Jade Horizons, or also just like the aged plastic look on it. I do probably prefer these Craft 4s. Not probably, I do prefer these Craft 4s, but like I said, I didn't hit on them. I do have these in the collection, and I feel like you could rock these with the same kind of outfits, but I always kind of relate the 3s, 4s, and 5s in the same family anyway. I feel like 6s and 7s really got away from like the design that sort of started with the 3, and I feel like the 5 perfectly, you know, kind of crosses into that time period of the 6s and 7s. But anyhow, I just feel like there's something about them that kind of reminds me of the same style. But I don't know, let me know if you think I'm crazy. I know the colors aren't the same, but I think they could go with the same kind of outfits. But getting back to the review at hand, I think seeing these side by side with those Jade Horizons, I definitely do like these a lot more than the Jade Horizon. But I like the Jade Horizon 5s, and I wear them a good bit. But I prefer the 4 overall to the 5, and I like this lighter color palette on these. But anyhow, into the review. The outsole is a standard Jordan 4 tread pattern. You can see that we've got a mix-up of like grays for the perimeter, and we've got some mixes of herringbone traction going different ways in all these different areas. I like these light yellow hits, what they call that, pale vanilla or something like that, but I like that in the middle, as well as that light yellow Jumpman in the midfoot. And I always appreciate these nice sharp stars. I think that's so cool looking. Both the colors of gray from that outsole wrap up, and you can see them then from the side there in the midsole area. You can see the dark gray and the light gray, but surrounding this visible air unit, we've got like a sail color, and that's just like a painted foam, but it looks really nice. It looks really clean. There's not a lot of glue on the shoe, and the paint didn't get where it's not supposed to be. It definitely looks like they did these well. You can see a little bit of brush strokes there in that area. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but I'm just being picky now. Then coming up to the mudguard area, we've got this nice medium length suede, and it's in a light gray color. Looks good. It feels nice. It's not like the best I've ever felt, but it's definitely a good material. And then you've also got more of that suede here at the top of the tongue. I like how pale that color of gray is on the tongue, and then the light yellow Jumpman along with the white Flight branding. It's not like too loud and in your face. But then the base of the shoe is a pretty decent feeling leather. It does have a little bit of ripples in it and everything, but again, it's just a different shade of gray. And you've got that for most of the base of the upper, but then there's some areas where you have like this crackling effect, and I think that's a neat touch. On the inside, it's got that crackled effect, but on the outside of the shoe, it's just a smooth gray leather. I really don't know what they were thinking with that square. I don't think it needs that, but aside from that, I really like everything about these. Then on the base of the tongue, much like the sides, instead of that kind of rubberized netting that we get on the sides, we kind of have this square grid that is just made by, it looks like they pressed the design into the suede, but that's cool. I like that they switched it up a little bit. And then I really like these aged yellow plastic hits on here. It matches the yellow on the shoe pretty well, and I think that's just a nice little pop of color. I think these would be great for like springtime, like around Easter when the flowers are blooming and everything. I think these would really go off then. Wear these with like some pastels and khakis or something, I think they'll really pop like that. For these wings up here, it looks like that's more of that crackle leather as opposed to like the plastic or rubber that we usually get. And then we've got some kind of like foggy gray plastic hits for this heel tab back here. And then we see that same yellow color for the Jumpman again. On the back of the tongue, we see that pale yellow some more. And we've also got the upside down Air Jordan verbiage. Our laces are just a flat gray lace, and I think it only came with one pair. This would have been a pair that they could have sent several different colors and kind of let you choose. I think sail laces would look decent in these, maybe even some of that pale yellow, or even like a darker gray, like to match this gray that we have down here on the outsole and the midsole. The sock liner is more that gray color, as is the insole. And it looks like we've got a pale yellow Jumpman down on there, if you can see it. But that was a pretty quick look at these. Let me know what you all think about them. I think right now resale prices are pretty decent. 4s are basically the only sure thing that you can get that are always going to turn a profit right now. But that being said, I don't think they're crazy expensive or anything on the resale market. I wouldn't pay resale for these just because I'm trying to kind of cut back and be a little bit more frugal with my purchases this year. So I'm trying to buy way less for resale prices. But if I would have hit on these for retail, I definitely would have kept them in the collection for a while. I think they're dope. I love unique 4s. I'm wearing the Canyon Purple 4s right now, so I like when we get a new twist on a silhouette that I love so much. But I think these came out really well. I think the colors are great and the mashup of materials is great. I would give these a solid 8 out of 10. But let me know what you all think about these, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.